I'd like an audio and a health and welfare report.
Oh, my goodness there. Well, Lou, what's going on?
Oh, my goodness there. Well, Lou, what's going on?
My name's not Lou. I stole that some business radio equipment.
I see how you are. Well, I was down there talking to Randy, who was QRP down in Florida, and he was, knew that he was having to exert maybe some additional pressure in his modulation department to be heard, but, I don't know.
Department to be heard, but, I don't know.
Got a question for you. Do you ever read any of your damn comments?
Oh, yes. From time to time. Sometimes YouTube is not forthcoming with those, but I usually do when I get them.
Well, you need to read them because I'm getting tired of sending you messages. I'm sending you messages after messages on eBay, on AOL. For some reason or other, I'm being blocked from you.
My goodness. Well, I'll double check and see what's going on. Are you out at the farm?
I'll double check and see what's going on. Are you out at the farm?
I'm at the farm, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, you're doing pretty good. How much you doing?
Hey, but you won't hear me anymore.
Yes, sir. Well, you're doing pretty good. How much you doing?
I'm doing 3 kilowatts.
All right. Well, gosh, I'd expect my antenna to be burnt down by now.
Oh, gosh, I'd expect my antenna to be burnt down by now.
Nah, I'm doing right at 3 kilowatts. I've got a 4 kilowatt LDMOS. You need to get on Facebook or QRZ and see all those beautiful pictures I posted up there.
Yes, sir. Lou is incidentally my Elmer, and he's the only guy I know of that runs 3 kW into a 5 kW dummy load.
3 kW into a 5 kW dummy load.
Well, I'm only kidding.
Bad noise from an underground transformer.
Well, I'm only kidding.
Next to the house. It's real dirty. They're going to come out and fix it.
I'm sorry, we doubled on some of that. Come back and repeat your last comment.
On some of that. Come back and repeat your last comment.
Did you hear what I said?
That's why I asked you to repeat. We doubled.
You must be talking.
That's why I asked you to repeat. We doubled.
Who did?
We did. Who else is there?
We did. Who else is there?
Somebody else.
All right, I just went to my local antenna. We're going to get rid of some of this garbage. Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. I'm going through the Georgia repeater system.
Well, I was to hear the guy down there in Florida. But for you, I'll make a special exception and go through my local antenna, which you sound a whole lot better with much less latency.
Oh, really? You going to put me on YouTube?
Well, I guess, unless there's a problem.
There's no problem. You got my full attention. And by the way, you got 2 YouTube videos of me and you talking, and I love hearing that 100-amp contactor go wham!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, we probably have about 80 to 100 Qso-Vlogs, somewhere around there.
I'm trying to find my glasses. I cannot find my glasses. Are you telling me Half Moon Bay or Georgia's not hearing me? Is that what you're telling me, just to stay away from the internet right now?
I don't know. I don't check with Half Moon Bay in the daytime. I might rock in there at night, but I don't consult with Half Moon Bay in the daytime, Roger. I can just barely hear myself in the daytime out in California on Half Moon Bay. And if you're looking for your glasses, it's that glass that's half full of muscatel. Hello. Why, here's a man's been stolen by gypsies. L-O-U-N9GTO, KC9VKV. Leaving me in the lurch, good buddy. You must have hit your VFO. Must not have been in the locked mode and hit your VFO, and you're somewhere around 7,200.
I'm sorry, Jim. I did not hear you. My VFO took off on me.
That's what I just said. There's a lock on that radio. Put it on.
Whereabouts is the lock?
Well, what? I thought you was running your 7,300. I don't know on other ones.
I'm looking. I'm automatically looking. No, this is the 781 or 785. I'm sorry.
Oh, Roger. Well, just work the microphone. Don't work the radio. Don't touch the radio, and you'll stay on frequency. Maybe.
Well, the oscilloscope says I'm doing very well on my peaks, everything. And by the way, this is a RE27 microphone.
Yeah, Roger. Hey, well, you got a thing to check my skirts? I'm just curious about my skirts.
I'm working on that, Jimmy. Some reason or another, we're dead. Oh, I know why we're dead. Hold on. I'm working on that, Jimmy. Let me look up here in this TV. I believe I see each other now. This is what I'm hearing, and this is what I'm seeing. So, hold on a minute. I know there's a you-know-what in the what pile. Hold on, Jimmy. I'm in the process of... let me start the recording for you. I'm letting this... I can go on the internet through my phone. I love that. Wife gets so mad at me. Oh, the wife don't like that at all. Jimmy, I'm trying... Oh, there it is. Hold on, Jimmy. I'm trying. Oh, we're dead. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. Jimmy, hold on just a minute. I think we're dead in the water. Just give me a standby here. Where am I? Okay, let's see what I can do here. All right, Jimmy. Yeah, we're light on SDR, K3FEF. We're live everywhere. But let me hear you. Come on back and I'll videotape this radio and email it to you.
All right, sir. I'm here, I guess. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I get very confused when I talk to you.
I get confused a lot. When we're in there working on amplifiers and arguing with each other at the kitchen table, I'm in heaven.
Yes, sir. Over a bad AC plug, as I recall.
Well, not over. I don't know what it was over, but I'll tell you one thing we did. We got the thing fixed, did we not? It was a socket that needed to be changed out, and I have 40 sockets. You're going to have to come over and go through these tubes, Jenny. I'm a little scared. I think we're going to use the AL80B to test one tube at a time. The mills, everything, you name it, I got to have to do everything because, Jimmy, it's not a good idea. Not at all for just plugging it into that heat kit. And if we got a shorted tube, now we got to go through. I mean, we could fuse the hell out of them if you want to on the B-, B+. If you're all up to that, I'll be glad to do that for you. But I want to get that thing rocking and rolling like it used to, Jimmy. Something happens to me and I pass away, you're in trouble because the wife's going to tell, come and get all this junk.
Yes, sir. Well, that's what my wife said. Come get this junk before I pass away.
Jimmy, I believe you're going to outlive all us. You look good. I mean, you're talking about, you know what I mean? I think you're going to outlive us all, Jimmy. I really do. For some reason or another, I don't know why, but Half Moon Bay, K3FEF, is really not in good shape. Jimmy, the lag time is unreal, and we don't have the conditions that I would normally have with the situation here. So, Jim, tell me about your last couple of weeks of being on the radio and having all kinds of good time with all the good time gang. How many per videos have you produced, over?
We average somewhere around 10 a week or so. We bust up that hour and a half Qso-Vlog and break out individual transmissions by call sign. So if I didn't do that, nobody would have their call signs on YouTube. They would never be able to find it because I just logged the long one as a Qso-Vlog. And no call signs. So the only way they get individual call signs is when I break them out of that hour and a half show. Roger?
Jimmy, I know I'm giving you maximum output. I can go to the moon and back, but for some reason or another, K3FEF is not in there today. I was told today's a really horrible day for conditions. Can you verify that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sometimes Milford is not as good as other times. But, I'm running 5 SDRs, so I can tell immediately when things are down the river, because sometimes all 5 are down the river at the same time. But a lot of times it's just it moves around, even in the same QSO. When it starts to fade out or something, I just move over to another SDR and run the SDRs and find out what's hot and what's not.
Wow, that's a statement and a half. Got me a new iPhone watch, Jimmy, and I go through my N9 and with my 4 LDMOSs, and I haven't figured out how to change all the frequencies just right. But I have to call the old man because the wife won't let me put up anything. I'm in the radio room today and got these mini splits running. Electric bill used to be $289 a month. Now it's only $95 a month, and I got 2 years of electric bills to prove to you.
Roger. Now, when you start getting money back from the electric company, you know you're doing something right.
They refuse, and the families refuse. Now, Zach does have solar. He's got a big bank of batteries in his garage. He's getting ready to buy him a new Tesla. I'm totally against it. And my father-in-law's totally against it. He's totally unhappy with what's going on with... it's a bad situation. And my youngest son is over the estate. And my father-in-law is bumping heads with him. They're not really sure who, what, when, and where. Over?
Oh, roger that. Well, for why?
The old man doesn't believe in new technology. He can show you the numbers. You don't realize you're going to pay $30,000 for all your roof is going to. Your roof's got to come off every 30 years, whether you like it or not, unless you go with that terracotta, something like that. So that's $150,000. But there's no roofing materials good for 30 years or better. And they put all these solar cells on top of the front of the house and back of the house. It looks like garbage.
Yes, sir. Now, not to change the subject or nothing, but I have a certain thing that I have composed for my Elmer that I had pulled off talking about until my Elmer joined me, and I thought he was going to join me a lot sooner than now, but better now than never. So it's time for another thrilling edition of Adventures in Radioland. This segment, Ode to My Elmer. This poem is called Ode to My Elmer, who always treats me right. Ode to my Elmer, who might call me in the middle of the night. Hey, Elmer, what's wrong with my amp? It won't come on. Hey, Elmer, I know it's late, but I can't get this mic cord to mate. Yeah, I know sometimes I might be a pain, but who else do I know that can make it rain? Because my Elmer is magic, and he's never wrong. He can't take a sick radio while he can take a sick radio and make it sing a song. For I've seen this for myself. With his Midas touch, he just lays a hand on my radio, and in 5 minutes it's fixed, and we're having lunch. I owe everything I know to my Elmer. He's made me who I am. He's guided my direction and helped me be a better ham. His teaching is superb, even though I'm a slow learner. He takes his time because I tend to put things on the back burner. Yes, this is a little ode to my Elmer, of whom I cannot say enough. He always offers a helping hand when the going gets tough. He helped me with my power supply when my voltage dropped to 0. A few new diodes here and a filter cap there, thanks to my Elmer's fix, 'cause I don't have a spare. Thank you, Elmer, for shining a light of hope in my moment of utter despair. Again, Elmer, thanks for being there. This has been Ode to My Elmer, a helping friend along the way, a guy who knows all the answers and more I cannot say. So I shall end this ode the best I can. Simply put, thank you, Elmer. You're the man. This has been another thrilling edition of Adventures in Radioland. This segment, Ode to My Elmer.
Well, thank you, Jim. I greatly appreciate that. I had to listen to me after all the years since 1970. Of all the years I've been giving so much. A young child at a graveyard. Oh my God. With people having sniper rifles on a certain man's house because I had an oscillator on my bicycle with a big old 110 steel. Jim, I was 6 years old, and they were using me to do their dirty deeds done dirt cheap. We had a child molester on the amateur radio bands, and he had to go. They knew what to do and told me, let's go. With big ribs and barbecue chips in hand, I drove my 20-inch Swin over to the graveyard and put it to the man. They were hoping he'd come out because Mr. 6 cubicle quad on top of where McDonald's is now, Mr. Smith himself, the electrician, had a sniper rifle looking, and he had old Bus Benfield, who was an amateur operator, had his sniper rifle looking, and they were all snipers in the tree. And they were just waiting for somebody to come after me. What say you, Jim? And yes, you had to pass it on, Jim. You had to pass it on. It's all in my book, and you'll get to edit that book. It's a real interesting book. Simon and Schuster is already in the good looks of everything. I got about 900 hours of audio, which is being condensed to a book. So I'm beating somebody else to what they want to do. They showed me how to do it, and who to do, and who to do. So back to you, Elmer. Or I'm your Elmer. There we go. Even though there's a little age difference of 14 years, not bad. 13, 12, whatever it is. It might be more than that. Wait a minute now. I think it's 34 years difference. I was only 7 when I met you at the radio. Well, no. Yeah, I was only 7 when I drove my bike up and get to meet the man behind the Maniac station wagon. Well, that was a great deal. Be careful, Elmer, or I'm the Elmer. Be careful, old man. I'm liable to write a book, but I'll have good things to say about you in the book as well. Only thing we're lacking is doing dinner. And I hate to say this, but my wife only lets you come around. Nobody else. There's got to be a key story behind that one. Oh, boy. Woo. The crazy people I used to run around with, the white footed end and all that, and I'm running an all-band vertical in the woods with hardline buried under the thing. When she gets home, I'm off the radio. What say you, Elmer? Or I'm the Elmer. Go ahead. I'm talking 900 mile an hour a minute, trying to get 40, you know what, in a 10-pound box. Take it over, young man.
Roger. Sometimes within, I thought you were talking to yourself. But listen, seriously, I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I wouldn't be here without my Elmer's help in many different ways, equipment-wise, manpower-ways, brain waves, all kinds of ways. So, Elmer, thank you very much, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and don't be a stranger, Roger.
Roger. Wow. Somebody has stolen my name and posted something on here. I didn't post this. Oh, my God. I can't believe somebody did this. Let me see. Oh, I know what happened. Someone has capitalized on my name. Uh-oh. They just changed the LOU-N9GTO spelling a little differently, and they get to get their own Facebook account. What say you, old man?
Well, Roger, I don't believe in Facebook, Roger.
I don't believe it either, but hold on here. Let me check over and see what's going on. I use it to stay on top of all my friends. I really do. And yes, there's something typed in here as if it was me. I'm not very happy about it. But anyway, I met a man the other day who is 305, the real Dave Pastors. As an engineer and of medical equipment all his life. He's well known up in the northeast corner of New Jersey as the Dave Maid. What say about that, old man?
Roger, I don't think I know that individual.
He's a solid state. He's the one that brought the box to me, the 4 LDMOSs. He brought it to me. He flew in from Stanford Field and came up here with a rent-a-car and surprised me, and I wrote a check for it.
Roger.
Very, very nice guy. He confused to lose a few pounds. I fed him like you wouldn't believe, like I've always done. But it's 4:07. I think we're going to take this segment all the way to 5 o'clock because we can definitely do it between me and you. If there's anybody else who would like to get their audio check, would like to talk to the great Dr. VKV, please come in now. Now look, all you people that's getting your popcorn and you're sneaking in the back door to watch the theater, come on, give me your call sign. Jim wants to... I hear no one, Jim.
Yeah, Roger, some days are like that. Some days I just, have to go fishing, I guess.
Jim, would you like to go fishing?
Sometimes that happens, when you have a real light turnout, rather than keep on keeping on. If there's nobody there, then you just go fishing. It's just that simple.
Well, Jim, my Harley Davidson's up for sale. I'm looking at something very nice. It has less than 5,000 miles on it. I own one of these. It's a 1977 KZ1000, a Z model, red with black stripes. I'd never let anybody ride on the back of it with me. But Jim, in my day, I could ride a Willie all the way up the hill there, going up the hill from New Albany to the top of the exit for Spring Street. And yes, I ran around with the Screaming Eagles over in Louisville on the Shawnee Expressway, and it's $500 per bike, and who wins gets to take the money home. And I never did win because Bill, one-armed Bill, got me every time. Over.
Roger that.
Yeah, Bill's the real deal. Now, see, I know his middle name, and I call him by his middle name, and boy, that gets people looking at me kind of funny. Bill used to live out in Newburgh, and I always made sure that he had plenty of coax, plenty of antennas and stuff. He was on the radio in the Super Bowl.
Roger, did he have a call sign?
Yes, he does, and I cannot disclose it at this time.
Roger. He's a member of Alphabet City?
No, and he can't letter and half it with me either. So motive B, he doesn't understand what that means, and I was once before, and I'm no longer. So that's how that is. My son-in-law just bought a brand new plane, the 2011 Cessna 162 Skycatcher. It's a experimental plane, but a very unique plane, I must say. I wonder, it is a trike, by the way, and he got it for $23,000. Unbelievable.
Roger, that's over my head. I'm not familiar with that.
Well, he's a UPS pilot, and my daughter's getting ready to retire, and they're moving down to Destin, Florida. He's going to use this plane to fly back and forth to his mom and dad's.
Roger that.
Now, my daughter's been with this company, I won't say the name, been there since she was 18 years old. And she's the assistant to the vice president. She loves her job. And they told her she can do it over the internet. Come in twice a year, they'll pay for everything. She could do everything over the internet. You can't ask for a blessing like that.
Well, yeah, provided she's got some decent equipment. Sometimes, computer from home is nice if you have the right stuff that doesn't air out a lot and cause you adversity in trying to work. Roger?
Are you using your 7300 microphone?
I'm using my house mic like normal into my 7300.
You love your 7300?
Oh, yeah. Well, I run the 990 every once in a while. I actually, there's a lot about the 990 that I like better than the 7300, but I run both. I run the 990 just to blow the cobwebs out from time to time.
Jim, how that flash I bought it new. And see, I bought the FT1000. I should have never done that. I traded my 920 with all the filters for an FT1000 Mark V. Now, I do have that here, and you're more than welcome to get it anytime you want. It's 200-watt radio, but there's a problem. I think the battery is dead in the memory. It'll probably take you a while, but you're more than welcome to come and get it. Jimmy, there's a problem. The VFO turns, and the up and down thing turns for sideband, but none of the buttons do any beeping anymore, and it doesn't. I don't know what happened. But if you have any room over there for the FT1000 Mark V, please advise me, because I would like to park it.
Oh, roger that. Well, I'll take it under consideration. I'm pretty good fixed for radios right at the moment. That, like I say, I've got the 7300, which I think is just a beautiful radio. And then back up on the FT990, the modified, so it's hard to need more radios, but I'll give it consideration, Roger.
Well, I paid $3,000 for it. There's no filters in it, Jim. My wife is not happy with me at all. Went to the ham station one time. He wanted my 706 Mark II-G, which I still have one. I had two of them, actually. The great radios on AM, they rock. 6 kilohertz wide. Factory stock. They talk like no other talks. I wish you had a radio over there with a flat dude 8 kcs wide on AM, because you have no idea. I've got several Viking Valiants, several Rangers. You have no idea what I'd give to get you on AM.
Raj, I'd be hard pressed to get on AM. It's just not quiet enough. Now, if it's professional AM broadcast, I've been there 50K, nice and quiet around the world.
Well, Jimmy, I can arrange that for you.
Well, I've already experienced that 50 years. Well, for the last 10 years of my professional life at HAS, 50 KW, you're around the world at night.
You mean the last 9 years of your life?
Well, somewhere in there, Roger.
I just got a thing from my laptop telling me to update. It's going to do it here in 57 seconds. Something about the BIOS cannot be programmed because the system is not connected to external power. Oh, let me hook it up. Hold on. Jimmy, I had a bad thing happen here a while back. The other day it was raining, and Gracie was upset, hollering, she needed backup on the house. I walked out to the deck, and I have my brother-in-law gives me these beautiful made in China. These flippers. Jim, you think you're walking on air. They don't weigh nothing, and they're absolutely unbelievable. So I walk out there, and I did not know the tread was gone off these China shoes. Down the third step, I go airborne, crack a rib in the back. Black and blue all over. Head got a little knot on it, you name it. Somehow or another, I felt the power to get up and grab Gracie and kick those shoes off and walk back up in my socks. Over?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, bud.
Don't be sorry for me. I'm just glad it wasn't you.
Yeah, me too. You have to be very careful, particularly on wet wood. We just did a whole bunch of pressure washing around here to guard against that. We redid our deck and a bunch of the areas around our house, and I did deal with wheels. I got a couple of pairs of wheels and put my pressure washer wand on these wheels, man. I just roll that wheel around and it just does its thing.
Wow. Is it a big compressor?
Well, it's, I think, 2,700 PSI, I think.
What kind of motor, electric or gasoline?
That's a gas.
My son's got one that will cut a piece of steel in half. That's scary.
Yes, sir. We use a medium a medium nozzle on it. You know, work it about 6 inches away. It does about a 6-inch wide swath as you just roll this thing down.
Jimmy, have you heard of anybody ever cleaning their bleaching their deck out 2 weeks later when it's 95 degrees outside, low humidity, going out with 5-gallon buckets of polyurethane and stain, and I mean wrapping the whole deck up with it?
Oh, roger that. Well, let me see if anybody's out there needs some help. Hang on just a minute. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Anybody out there got a radio they want to check out?